Part 3, Muskowekwan Historical Site Share or Presentation. Where I left off was the National Indian Brotherhood of Canada. On behalf of the Muskowekwan Historical Site, I wrote a proposal for multi-year funding, and the proposal was geared toward culture, language, and land connection teachings based on Anishinaabe worldview. And the goals is to conserve and preserve the history of Muskowekwan. And at the end of the multi-year funding agreement, to have a book, a history book of Muskowekwan, and to preserve all of that history. January 13th, 2023 was when I submitted the proposal, and we were successful. We were successful to receive $1 million from National Indian Brotherhood for multi-year funding, which is $200,000 each year, which is geared towards the conservation, preservation, culture, awareness, education of Anishinaabe. And I have to say that it has been well attended. We had teachings in the community, and we had elders or knowledge keepers come in and share that knowledge. As well, we had funding from Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs Canada, and that funding is geared towards bringing the children home. And as well, that funding was geared toward our monument, toward our gatherings, our ceremonies, our monthly meetings. It's geared toward employing a coordinator, admin assistant, and helpers for all the work that needs to be done. As well, the GPR work, the research that has been conducted. All of the CERNAC funding is geared towards that. We did a lot of cleaning up at the site too last year, and the cleanup is geared towards creating a memorial garden for where the unmarked graves are identified, and we are going to be planting some beautiful landscaping, trees, flowers, medicines, all in that area. The GPR work as well is continuing this spring. Now, the research has been a timely process. We've had the research in phases. So phase 1 research was back in 2022, where we went to Winnipeg to the archives of St. Boniface, the Truth and Reconciliation archives, Hudson Bay archives. We hit the federal library as well. We went to the provincial archives, Sask legislation or legislative library. We even went to the National Archives in Ottawa and the University of Saskatchewan, First Nations University, absolutely every source. And a lot of the research is compiled, is organized on hard drives, so that one day we hope to have a whole library of all of the residential school records, as well as our own history of Muskowekwan. Now, there were some initiatives that the historical site as well undertook, and that was when the Pope visited in Edmonton, we sent some delegates in partnership with the Regina Archbishop Diocese out of Regina. The Bishop Bolin was very instrumental in that partnership to have some of our survivors attend that. And I was invited on many, many occasions to go and speak about the project. The very first one was back in October of 2022 to attend a national gathering to speak on all of the initiatives that Muskowekwan Historical Site has been part of and what we're doing in relation to all aspects, and it's truly an honor to be asked to go and speak on behalf of the nation and Muskowekwan Historical Site Group. As well, the Historical Site Group was recognized in 2022, October of 2022. We received National Trust for Canada Governor's Award, and the award was for community-led effort behind designation of the last standing Saskatchewan residential school building as a National Historical Site and ongoing efforts towards its rehabilitation as a site of conscious and creative partnerships. And that certificate or that award is at the Muskowekwan Admin Center, and I was very honored and blessed and thankful to receive that recognition from the National Trust for Canada on behalf of Muskowekwan Historical Site Group. Now, we also partnered with the Office of the Treaty Commissioner, and that was with Dr. Sheldon Krasowski. And at the time, the Treaty Commissioner was Mary Culbertson. And presently, the Treaty Commissioner is Dr. Walker. So we've been working very closely with them, and they are actually going to be hiring 2 researchers from that partnership. So that will be ongoing work that'll be happening in relation to the research. As well, some of the research documents that we found is in an old French. So we're in the translation process. We've partnered with University of Regina, and we're working very closely with Jerome and his team out of the UVAR. As well, we had APTN come out and do part of an episode for their treaty roads, and that's to do on education and awareness of residential schools. As well, I've attended and been invited to many gatherings from the Office of the Independent Special Interlocutor. And it's just ongoing of all of the initiatives that we've taken, and we've partnered with so many communities and organizations and oral history preservation, and how we've contributed as a group to many initiatives within the community, whether it's powwow, elders trips, elders gathering, healing, indigenous motherhood, Anishinaabe Nations Treaty Authority, our historical site logo, architect companies. It's just amazing the work that has been undertaken, and it's a blessing.